The other thing I wanted to maybe riff on was the whole potential death of the theater.
Yeah, I've been kind of avoiding thinking about that. I'm not gonna lie, for the last couple of months.
Is it depressing to you?
It actually is, dude. You know me, I'm not a big like pop culture enthusiast. Like I look at it from like
You're not?
outside in perspective, like of like, wow, this is fascinating, like this culture and stuff like that. But I don't really get into like fads or like celebrity stuff. Or,
right, you're not on the trends.
No, not really. Like not on that part of the culture. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is the first year that I got like depressed over it. Not like oh, I'm depressed, bro. I really need like help. But I got like really bummed out when they moved the release of the new Dune movie. Mm-hmm. That really bummed me out, dude. Like. And for anybody who's out there who knows what I'm talking about, the Frank Herbert sci-fi novel that has been made into like a movie back in the 80s and like a show in the 2000s maybe or whatever. And
got like 3 different audiobooks.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. One of them by Patrick Stewart. No, I'm just kidding. But like I could always see him reading like, the Baron Harkonnen walked in and, I do a terrible one. Cut this all out.
Don't use any of that.
Right. Literally none of it. But this is the first really time of like, oh my God, I've been waiting like 20 years for this movie, dude.
Right.
And then when like you sent me that like article that was like, hey, everybody, like here's a list of the movies that aren't coming out after they said that they were because of Q, unspecified virus. It just dashed my hopes, man. Like it's one of those things where I was like, this is why I don't believe in anything, man. It's like,
I'm jaded now.
Exactly. The Dune reboot was like, I'm just going to go out for a pack of smokes, and they never came back. I thought that this was the last movie that I was going to see in theaters, dude. I literally thought that. Not only because I'm getting older and not caring that much about, movies when they come out or whatever. Like, sure, I get kind of excited, you know what I mean? Like Avengers and stuff like that. That was dope. Like, it was fun and, Batman's and all that. But like with everything that's been happening, I'm like, oh man, yeah, like theaters aren't going to be around fucking much longer. And then when that happened, I'm like, that's it, dude. That was my last hope for the movie that I was going to see, but it's gone now.
And Warner Brothers' decision has pissed off a lot of even like the directors and other people involved.
To stream it on a bunch of like on like a platform or a bunch of platforms. Why did it piss people off? Well, besides the fact that
for various reasons. I mean, there's people that have their contract set in place of like they're tied to ticket sales. For example,
good call.
And there's a lot of people that are involved with the whole distribution of movies.
Of course. Yeah, that's a huge industry.
And then there's even just directors who they love the cinema experience. Like Christopher Nolan is really upset about it.
Yeah.
Obviously he had the whole thing with Tenet, or that was going to be the movie that saved movie theaters.
Right. And then they didn't release, or wait, no, yeah, it did, right?
In limited places.
That's right. Yeah.
And it got delayed and then it had a limited release and yeah.
All that kind of stuff like F's with the objective gauge of how well a movie does. Yeah, it's really depressing, bro. It's like kind of reminds me of when we were talking about physical media and the death of it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I don't know. I hope that this course that we're on gets reversed because I'm feeling like all the things that I was afraid of a long time ago about the conspiratorial nature of like, the man pushing down on society and stuff. And, they want us to be freaking detached from each other, and they want us to be like just living in our homes like hermits and freaking unplugged and stuff like that. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, because there's a pandemic out. And it's like, well, yeah, but isn't that convenient? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so my inner me is just like super pissed right now. And I really hope that like, I don't know, we figure some shit out here pretty soon.
Can I play devil's advocate?
That's my favorite game. Go ahead. Here's a controller.
Oh, this is 2-player?
It's the B button that you want. Okay.
How do you run?
Unpause right there. There you go.
Okay. Is it really that bad though? I mean, you go to the movie theater, popcorn's like fucking $30.
Yeah. See,
then you want the 3D, you want the IMAX. That's another upcharge.
Yeah, that's true. I complained about that stuff too when it was out, man.
They're hiring undocumented workers and paying them shit to clean up all this crap.
Yeah.
Then the movie theater's all dirty and sticky.
Hey man, I didn't say it was a utopia, bro. I didn't say America doesn't have problems.
There's kids running around screaming.
They're not even from inside this theater. They're from the theater over, but their parents are so goddamn lazy and like terrible that they're just letting them run amok. Yeah. No. Hey, dude. Those are all valid points, man. Those are all absolutely valid points. But I like the communal like aspect of going out or whatever, dude, and
especially like
having some asshole sitting in front of me that's too tall and fucking his hair is too bushy or something, dude, and I'm just like, hey, down in front, and I'm like, oh, it's my stepson. Hey, what's up, dude? Fuck, I'm sorry. Why are you sitting back there in front of me like that? But I miss like the communal aspect of it. If some freaking tall asshole sitting in front of me or whatever, and I'm like, down in front, and he actually looks really big at me, and then he looks over at me, and I'm like, yeah, or I could just move. It's cool. It's totally fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. I don't mind that. The annoying guy in the corner that freaking his phone's going off, and I'm just like, hey, bro, do you have to be tweeting at this moment right now? It's like the most dramatic part of the scene.
And I don't have to tell you because you know, but I'm telling the audience, like, I drove 3 hours to see Avengers Infinity War in laser IMAX.
Yes.
Okay, like
on a weekday when I had to be to work the next morning.
I loved
every goddamn minute of it.
Mm-hmm. It was great,
dude. It is though. It's an event. It's like back in the day when people would go out to the theater, dude, to watch a play or something. Mm-hmm. It's like a communal thing that we all go and do. Mm-hmm. And there's not much of that anymore. You can't go to games. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like for people that like sports and stuff like that, you can't go to those. Like you don't have that anymore. Now you have like digital fans and stuff. Like that's so dumb, dude.
South Park cardboard
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, dude. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, is this like a real clip? And they're like, bro, this is real. I'm like, oh my, because I don't watch sports. You know what I mean? So when I saw a clip of it, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. This is funny. And my buddy's like, no, this is real. This isn't supposed to be funny, dog. This is like this is literally cardboard cutouts of people, and then they pipe in like cheering basically, and I'm like, oh my god, is this where we've reached a society?
The NFL's getting the WWE treatment.
Yeah, basically, dude, right? Exactly. And it's just like, dude, what is this costing all of us? You know what I mean? What are these
intangible?
Yeah, these intangible like costs that we can't like really perceive of like, what are we doing to ourselves as society, dude? Is this what we want to do? And don't get me wrong, we all gotta be safe, but like, I feel like this trend is going to continue, even if like, I don't know.
Here's the thing, though, when you trade traditional theater distribution for streaming, that creates all kinds of other new problems and opportunities.
For sure. Definitely problems. What opportunities?
All kinds of things. Because, well, for example, just from let's look at it from a consumer standpoint. Okay. You have access to a wide variety of things. You don't have to go to the store, obviously.
Yeah, convenience.
You can pause it, et cetera,
You don't have that tall asshole I just mentioned earlier about the guy being
You
funny.
can share the thing with 12 of your friends, because nobody actually pays for it. But
allegedly.
Even from a creator standpoint, they have a lot more avenues to get their stuff out there, because if they can't get a major movie studio to sign on or whatever, they can sign on with Netflix, because Netflix will approve anything.
Yeah, right, totally.
They're like the Nicolas Cage of distribution.
Netflix. Thank you.
And, especially you're not beholden to the traditional TV model of, 30 minutes, commercials, and this traditional go production cycle.
Interesting. Okay. So one could argue that it kind of allows for more access of like independent studios or whatever content creators.
Yeah. And more people to get work, actors, writers, cinematographers, et cetera.
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
Caterers, everybody.
Wouldn't somebody complain about like maybe flooding the market with
There's an argument to be made with that.
Because I kind of feel like that's kind of what happened with the music industry a long time ago, when the fact that like technology is more ubiquitous.
Okay.
So for instance, in the music industry, like people now can be, you can have one person who's like a producer, rapper. You don't need a big studio and a bunch of other buttholes to like freaking.
Yeah, you can be two dudes in your buddy's bedroom.
Yeah, just chopping it up on two microphones. Yeah, exactly. Fucking doing a podcast. And that's great. We want people to have more access, you know what I mean? Like in general to that kind of thing. So that way we can find those diamonds in the rough more easily. But I am aware that it's going to create way more content, and you might have a lot more shit out there, basically.
So if you had to spend a little bit more money to go to the theater to save the theater, would you do that? Are you that kind of buyer? Are you that kind of consumer?
Fuck. In general, yes. Mm-hmm. But me personally, right now, when you're asking me that, god damn, dude.
Because that the
movies are $9.
The movie theater makes their money not on the movie, but on the concessions.
Sure, I don't buy concessions, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody does.
I sneak all my shit in. But, well, shit, dude. You know why? Because they're so expensive. If they were cheaper, I guarantee you people would spend more money there, dude. If you had some other thing, dude, where it was like really, really like a dollar menu, bro. Like on the fucking, like at a fast food place, dude. You will attract people who are like, yeah, let me get 3 small popcorns and 3 small drinks. Okay, it's $6. Dude, I can spend that, dude. You know what I mean? And let's be real, dude. You don't want a freaking 80-ounce mega gulp fucking like diabetes extraordinaire.
Missing the whole second act.
For real, dude. Like you got to get up 8 times to pee. Like, and so I get that, dude. And so would I spend more money, dude? Oh man, it depends, bro. Like, I want to say yes. The idealist in me wants to say yes, but the pragmatist in me is like, well, shit, bro, how much is it? You know what I mean? Motherfucker, I got 3 kids to feed. You know what I mean? Like, so that all that shit matters, dude. But I don't know, dude. Yes, in general, I would pay a little bit more to not have to watch it streaming or whatever, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll give those fuckers money too. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to stream it in my house, that's fine. If I have the option, that's what I like about America. I like options, dude. If I have to spend a little bit more, that's fine.
If nothing else, we are the land of options.
We should be. Well, what about you?
Well, I'm the kind of person who likes to, I'll pay to support local whatever the hell over going to the big company. And
if I know where my money's going, I am 100 times more likely to give than to some nebulous thing of like, well, I mean, 10% of it will go to where you think it's going to go.
Yeah. I don't always follow that. Sometimes I give into convenience or whatever.
Well, we all do, of course. Totally. I'm no saint. Let's be real. I don't want movie theaters to go away. Like I don't like GameStop. I hate a lot of their company policies, but I still go there because I don't want GameStop to go away. Right, me too. I like trading out games and buying used games and having credit to buy other games and stuff. Like I like that.
And I don't want movie theaters to go away. So neither. I mean, maybe when movie theaters open up, like
you kind of begrudgingly like
I'll buy a large popcorn or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they've also been experimenting with all kinds of different models, like the movie pass model.
Yes.
And like even they're letting people rent
cards
out
kind of thing.
Yeah, they're letting people rent out theaters now.
Huh, that actually would be a great idea.
Yeah, that's what some places are doing.
Dude, interesting.
I mean,
that opens up a whole nother hell yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a private one where like it's set up maybe differently where you have like tables and shit.
It might become much more of a service thing and much more of a luxury thing.
That would be really cool. I would love to do that, dude. Throw a party with like me and like 10 of my boys or whatever and freaking just have like beers and whatever movie we're watching, fucking Top Gun and shit, because you haven't seen it. Right. Fucking.
Dude, there's places that'll even do like just to use it basically as an auditorium,
Yeah.
They have a company meeting. Some guy's going to give a speech or whatever.
Dude, there you go.
Slideshows. As you can see on this 75-inch screen.
Yeah. So if you put your 3D glasses on, the pie chart I'm showing you of our profits are going to look pretty fucking sweet.
Now presenting the third quarter sales in Dolby Atmos.
Right? The people's like ties and shit are like blowing up behind them. Like, God damn. Like, yeah, fucking promote that, man. See, dude? Fucking perfect.
That's how I give my sales pitch.
Right, totally, dude. Dude, that's fascinating, actually. That's a good. I hope they try and do that, dude. Because, frankly, what's the alternative? These buildings are going to be, like, abandoned?
Well, a lot of them are, like, anchors to malls or whatever,
Some of them, for sure. Some of them are by themselves, though.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's either, you can remodel those kind of to maybe fit a couple of different businesses or services, but not many. And most likely, you're just going to have to fucking bulldoze the damn thing.
Yeah.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Well, there's a couple other points we could throw in, but if you want to. So Christopher Nolan's upset about it. Tom Hanks had a thing where he threw a fit over his movie going to Apple TV, and then later he kind of recounted, and he's like, actually, it's actually really good.
What was his problem?
He wanted his movie to be seen in a theater. Of course, that's what he filmed it for and everything. And then I listened to this episode of Smartless where they had Ron Howard on, and they were talking about the difference of like even how you film the movie. Imagine somebody watching it on a fucking tablet or a phone, God forbid, versus an actual, big screen and everything.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought of that.
Ron Howard was talking about how he watched the Grapes of Wrath on like back in the day on like a 4-inch little portable TV and everything. It's like, oh no, still great. Just the way it was shot and everything. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, as a movie producer, as a director, you probably want your movie to be seen on the big screen. That's what you made it for.
I would think so. I mean,
yeah, because I mean,
not a movie director, but
it's even just from a sound perspective, like most people's sound in their houses is just god awful. They're using the TV.
A lot of music actually is produced
panel.
Like that, where if you're just listening to it on like your laptop speakers, you're like, God, it sounds like shit. But then you put on some like baller headphones or put on some really nice like
stereo
speakers.
System,
yeah, exactly, dude. You're like, wow, I can actually hear this now.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people don't even have very good home theater setups. I mean,
guilty.
So, right. So
TV speakers are shit, dude. Let's be real. Like,
especially these days.
For most people exactly. They don't have the space for any of that stuff. So, I mean, like, most people are kind of like, what
difference? Get a soundbar.
Yeah, dude.
Soundbar with a subwoofer.
Costco, $60. Just go get it. Like,
bare minimum.
Yeah, dude. Like, and it's funny because like regular people are like, oh, this sounds fine. But like actual like audio, like nerds or whatever are just like, no, it's not actually, dude. Like you're so ignorant, you don't even know what you could have.
Yeah. And then, cause the other thing is too, Well, anyway, HBO Max didn't even have,
HBO or something.
didn't even do either 4K, either 4K or HDR or 4K and HDR. And then when they're putting Wonder Woman out on it, that's what kind of gave them the push to actually support it. So,
why that movie? Just because it was so popular, and they're like, "Hey, we want this on this."
Yeah, I'm sure the people who produced it kind of demanded it because it was
because they put a lot of like
of course.
effort into it.
Of course.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that
and then
concept about like the whole screen size. And
the other
how
thing
dramatically changes.
Yeah, and then you go along, you chase that rabbit hole a little bit further. You're talking about like people's internet connections probably suck. They might not even be able to watch the movie streaming like that.
And attention spans and stuff like that too, because like, what are you going to watch? If you're on like a flight or something like that, yeah, but what are you going to watch a freaking 120-minute long freaking movie on your phone?
Right.
All the way through and stuff like that, dude. Mm-hmm. Like we're taking breaks and pausing it and stuffing food in your face while you're at the airport or whatever. Like it totally ruins the cinematic experience.
Definitely.
And it's,
That's kind of why I like VR. This is maybe just a side thing, but it's cool because especially like PlayStation VR where it's one model, exactly what the end user's experience is going to be because they all have the same screen. They all have the headphones in. You know exactly what
it's like a universal, it's like a franchise. Everything's the same. Like it's,
right.
The experience is the same. Rather, that's what franchises attempt to do. Like
right.
Your taste is the same. When you come in, it's the same. When you see things, it's the same. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. There's less variables you got to control for.
So what you're telling me is basically all of this is going to go into like little VR sets where we're all at home. We're all sitting next to each other on the couch, but we all can't see each other because we're all in our little stupid bubble things. Great. I can't wait.
It's not an absolute good. It's not an absolute evil. There's pros and cons to.
Well, you know me, dude. I want choice.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as the price is like reasonable, I'm okay with it.
Would you be upset if you had to watch Dune in your own living room?
If I had to watch what?
Dune in your own living room?
Oh, man. Would I be upset? No, I wouldn't be upset at all. I'd be psyched that the creators made something that I could enjoy, and I'd be totally down to support that financially and everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Does it come down to this, Drew? It's
not what we could be. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's
It's the theater.
It's like cold pizza. It's good. It's okay. It's like a decent like bone session with a stranger you just had. You're like, it was fine. Like, I mean,
yeah, it comes down to, are you satisfied with the home experience or is the movie theater worth the premium to you?
Well, I'd rather have the content than not.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to just begrudgingly, be happy with the fact that I get to consume it in the comfort, convenience of my own home, that's fine. Just don't ask me to be psyched about it.
Do you enjoy the show and want to help it grow? Don't hesitate. Like, share, and donate.
Man, I want to see that movie. I forgot about it. I pushed it out of my mind because I was so just like...
It's just traumatic. What is that? The amnesia barrier?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, dude. For people that have trauma and shit, they're just like, what movie? All fucking weird.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah. No.